Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. I am, of course, your host, the Natty Teacher. And today, we got a push day. Our second push day of the week. Now, you guys are probably seeing this video on, at least Friday. But this is Wednesday. So, I'd be talking to past me right now. Anyways, great push day on the docket today. I'm excited. It's my second push day of the week. Start with some dumbbell laterals. What? Kind of an interesting little twist there. I don't do a whole lot of dumbbell lateral work, but I just feel like throwing them in. I feel like doing some dumbbell laterals today. So we will have a pretty fair amount of side delt work in this push session as well. But of course, we'll still have some bigger lifts for chest and all that kind of fun jazz as well. And then end with some triceps per usual. So chest, side delts, triceps, all the good things, man. All the good stuff. I'm excited. We do have abs and calves as well today. So it'll be, again, usually if I have to do abs and calves on the same day, I'll probably get to the gym in the next 6 or 7 minutes. By the time I'm done warming up, it'll probably be about 3 o'clock. I'd say by about 5. Yeah, about a 2-hour workout or so when I got to do abs and calves afterwards. Trainer abs and calves, guys, or calves and abs, whichever one you want to put more importance on. Those are muscle groups that can take a pretty fair amount of, I don't want to say damage, but I think that's damage. It can take a fair amount of, volume and recover pretty well. The abs, the only thing you got to be careful of is, like yesterday, for example, I had a couple different, I had my leg squatting, like my hack squats and leg press, like a couple exercises that require a pretty fair amount of core bracing to perform effectively. And I had trained some heavy machine crunches, or relatively heavy machine crunches, the day before that, on Monday. So I definitely had, as of yesterday, a pretty fair amount of abdominal fatigue. I could just tell I was just kind of it just felt tight, sore. You know what I mean? And sore abs are one of the more uncomfortable muscle groups to have sore for sure. But that's okay, because we're building some good, hard, dense abs right now for sure. So, anyways, again, guys, I know I say this maybe every couple of videos, and I just to make sure that I preface this. Before any workout I do some mobility work. Essentially something, or a variety of smaller exercises that are going to get my body in the right spot, put it that way. They're gonna put my body and my mind in the right spot before just jumping in to any kind of exercise to get us started. So I would highly recommend it. Could be a little bit of band work, could be some light push downs, some rotator cuff work, a little combination of all these things. Whatever it is, I would highly recommend doing something to essentially get the body opened up and ready to rock and roll for your actual training session. Just a big recommendation. You don't have to. You never have to. If you're somebody who is very, very loose and limber and doesn't require a ton of warming up to do, dude, go for it. You know what I mean? Go for it. But if you are somebody who, like me, is a little bit stiffer, I've been training now for, 11 years consistently. I need to have a couple minutes. I've noticed, at least, that having a couple minutes at the beginning of my training sessions definitely helps get my body opened up and all that. So, anyways, man. So, I am on my way to the gym. A couple minutes away, like I said. Very much so ready for this push workout. Starting with some good old school dumbbell side laterals. Again, that is an exercise, guys. I'm not saying that, hey, you know what? There are some ways to really load the side delts with really heavy dumbbells and a range of motion that isn't super crazy that can do a lot of good work. I will say, though, I think dumbbell side laterals are definitely one of the probably top 5 exercises I see people go way too heavy on. So be leery of that. Be conscious of that. Make sure you're getting a full range of motion. You can do an extreme range of motion on these if you feel really well, or you can just do a nice regular, good full range of motion. Either one works. We'll be focusing more on just kind of the regular full range of motion today. Get those side delts nice and opened up. Then we'll be moving on to some sort of fly movement. If the cables are open, we'll do cable flies. If not, we will probably go on to a pec deck or something like that to get the essentially get those chest fibers expanded and then get them closed down a little bit. That's the best way I can think about it. And then after that is when we move into our pressing. We have 2 different pressing variations, and an incline press and then a flat press. You can mix machines in, dumbbells, what have you, whatever you find works really well for you, and you can see consistent progress and growth from it. Do it. Here's the other thing too that you need to be leery of. Make sure with these exercises that not only you like feel it and can get a good stretch and pump and contraction and all the fun scientific-y type words, but make sure you enjoy it, okay? And that it doesn't hurt. Because just because you saw your favorite YouTuber or, Instagram influencer do some sort of machine press or whatever, and you got that same piece of equipment, and then you do it, and it's like, man, I'm doing it at the right angle. Like, I know I'm doing it right, but it just bugging my shoulder or something like that. Don't force it. Just do a different exercise. You know what I mean? Just do a different exercise that it's going to hit the same muscle group, but it's not painful. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, if you're doing a variety of different exercises and all of them are bugging your shoulder, okay, you probably have some underlying issues there you need to address. But I've just noticed for me, there have been a few exercises where I get a little too caught up in it, and they do end up like, I'm like, I gotta force it. I gotta just keep going and going and progress, beat the logbook. And I just end up kind of just feeling beat up. And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that anymore. So that's my recommendation for you guys, is find the exercises you like. There's a million different exercises you can do at certain angles that are going to hit the muscle groups you want to hit. Find them, progress them, and then do them again. Continue to progress them. Change it up every once in a while, and then go back to it. Continue to progress it. It's bodybuilding's a tedious thing. It really is. Progression is everything. Anyways, long intro rant, variety of different topics. First working set. This is post mobility work and warm-up sets. We'll do probably at least somewhere between 3 and 5 warm-up sets to get started. First working set of dumbbell side laterals coming at you right about now. All right, so starting with some dumbbell side laterals here. Did, of course, some good mobility work before this, and then, of course, a handful of nice, solid warm-up sets as well. And what we got here is some working sets with the 35-pound dumbbells, keeping the arms as stiff as, we'll call it, as comfortably stiff as possible. Slight hitch in the elbows, just enough to where I don't feel like I'm hyperextending my arms out, but keeping those arms as straight as possible, and controlling those dumbbells not only on the way up but on the way down as well. So I did 3 working sets here, I believe all within that 10 to 12 rep range, or at least 8 to 12, but I believe here we hit top set of 12 and then set of 10, and then it might have gone down to the 30s. I can't really 100% remember. It's either 2 at the 35s and then 1 at the 30s, or 3 working sets with the 35s here. Definitely would recommend, though, keeping this in that 8 to 12 rep range. Then went on to some good old pec deck. You'll see here that we're getting a nice good squeeze, opening that chest way up, and then getting that nice contraction in the fully lengthened position there. Or I should say the fully shortened position when the hands are close like that. So getting a nice good squeeze, getting a nice solid pump, and going from there. Felt really, really good on this today. Again, we keep the arms essentially as straight as possible, but have a little hitch in the elbows just for comfort there, and felt really good. So we did 2 working sets here with pec deck. Again, I would recommend keeping your top and back off set if you're using the same weight or lowering the weight. I would say in that 10 to 15 rep range seems to work pretty well. If you'd like to dip closer to 8, I think that's fine, but like a pec deck, I don't know exactly how much benefit you're going to get from like a top set of 4. 6 is probably pretty good, but I would say somewhere in that 8 to 15 rep range for these would be ideal. So felt really good, felt really strong on this one, got some sick pumps out of this, and it was great to get this in before our bigger movements here. So a little bit of a surprising bigger movement for y'all too. Now what we have here, good old school incline dumbbell press. Okay, we've got the 100s here, but what you'll see here, this is the highest that my gym has right now. I have a couple different sets of heavier dumbbells at my parents' house, that gym where you'll see me train like quads at in that basement. So I'm actually going to, I believe, bring a couple pairs of those in, because those are my dumbbells. Anything over the 100s that I have at that gym are my dumbbells. Either I bought them or they were a gift. So hundreds here, did a top set of, I want to say 9. So this upcoming week here, the goal would, of course, be to try to hit that for 10 solid ones and go from there. So really getting a nice good stretch, getting a nice good contraction, and actually having the heads of the dumbbell come out and touch the outer portion of the chest. Control, control, control. Felt great. Dropped down to the 90s and rocked that out for a set of 9 or 10 as well, at least. So felt really good. Then a flat machine press, again, emphasizing that stretched portion here, really opening that chest up, really controlling the weight here, getting that nice deep stretch and going from there. Okay. So again, remember guys, if you have a tripod in the gym, you are the hindrance. You are the problem. Anybody who sees my channel and goes to my gym, please feel free to walk in front of the camera. That is okay. No problem at all. But anyways, top set here, again, I would recommend, in that 8 to 12 rep range or so. And then we did a back off set, and that was, again, within that range, I believe closer to 10 to 12, though, for that second set. So felt really good. Felt nice and strong. Got a sick pump out of that exercise. Then went on to triceps. We got our straight push down. Well, actually, it's not a straight bar. Excuse me. This is kind of the easy bar attachment here for the cable stacks. So we are just doing some good old push downs. We did 3 working sets at this particular weight, really loading the triceps there. So kind of pushing those triceps back when we control the weight on the way up. 3 working sets here. Felt really good. Again, I like to work roughly in that 10 to 12 working sets of triceps per week. That seems to be kind of the sweet spot for me for continuous growth. And yeah, this felt really good. Felt really strong on this one today. Then went into some overhead extensions here. Again, has become one of my favorite movements. You'll see that these first couple reps kind of move slow, and I was like, man, what the heck's going on? And I realized my foot was actually on part of like the little wheel in the back there, so I kind of had to adjust real quick, and it thankfully worked in my favor. I was able to get it adjusted and go from there. But we did 2 working sets here, both 10 reps for this particular exercise here. Felt really good. Again, I would recommend keeping them in that 8 to 12 rep range. So you can see that these later reps actually were moved a little bit more, a little bit smoother. So on the second set, I was able to, start in a better foot placement there, and that really definitely worked in my favor for sure. So again, 2 to 3 working sets for each of these tricep exercises. For me, it was 3 of the first one, and then 2 working sets for this one for 5 working sets of direct tricep work. Great workout. Push B session in the freaking books. In the freaking books. Holy smokage artichokage. That was a workout of all workouts. Holy shnikes. Wow, dude. I'll tell you what. That was a phenomenal session. No doubt about it. Doing the laterals, it's such a simple little tweak, but it has already made a world of difference. I'm never going back to that. Never going back to just starting with pressing or whatever. At least at my age now. Not that I'm old, I'm 29, but not that I'm like old. But regardless, I've been working out in the gym now for, I said in my intro, about 11 years. So it takes a toll. That's why I do a good warm-up and all that kind of fun stuff, get everything nice and loose and limber and ready to go. That was awesome. The pumps and the form and contractions and everything, all the ins and outs of that workout were just awesome. That was great stuff, man. And it was a lot of freaking fun. Oh, my phone's all sliding right now. There we go. Awesome stuff, man. I haven't done dumbbell side laterals in a while. Form was awesome, felt solid, got a nice little delt pump going from some good free weight stuff. I've been slowly kind of adding more and more old school free weight stuff back in, and still utilizing machines when needed. But again, just kind of slowly chipping away at adding more and more stuff in here. And I am glad that I have been, because it is great freaking stuff. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I've been feeling it really good. Haven't done incline dumbbell press, and I can't tell you how long, like just a regular incline dumbbell press. It felt awesome. Now, again, my gym only goes up to the hundreds, but obviously that exercise is third in my workout. I'd already done 3 working sets of dumbbell side laterals and then 2 working sets of pec deck. So obviously had accumulated at least a little bit of fatigue, but regardless, I have some heavier dumbbells at the gym that you guys see for like when I work quads. There's some heavier dumbbells there that I actually bought, so I just have them at that gym, but I don't train upper body at that gym anymore, so I don't ever use them. So I might be donating them. We'll see. Might be donating them to this other gym. I don't know. If I get to the point where I'm hitting the hundreds for top sets of 15 reps, or something like that, which I have a feeling in the relatively near future we'll get to that. You know, if I'm hitting them consistently for that many reps, I'm going to want some heavier dumbbells, kind of slowly chip away at, you know, getting a little bit more out of it. But for now, and for a little while, we're good. But felt really good, man. Awesome stuff. I've been finding that balance now of training. I think if anything, I was training a little bit too close to failure for a while there. I've just taken a little bit of a step back, not as far as the intensity goes, so I don't want you to think that I'm getting less intense, but I've taken a little bit of a step back with regards to training like right to failure for a lot of different sets in my workout. I feel like I was really hammering my body really hard, and it was putting me in a spot to where my recovery was starting to wane quite a bit. I just wasn't getting a ton of recovery out of it, and now I am at that point where I'm really starting to feel like I'm actually getting my recovery back. I'm leaving the gym with just a little bit left in the tank. Put it that way, you know, get it to like where it's on E or maybe slightly above E, maybe even up to like a quarter of a tank of gas at the most, but not to where you're chugging, you know, home and barely pulling into your driveway because your car's so low on gas. We don't want that, man. We don't want that. That's a little too much, you know. But regardless, great stuff, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that workout with a few little tweaks and exercise variation flips. Definitely going to run that for a while. Felt awesome. I feel like I'm in a flow state. I'm in a flow state with my training right now. I feel like anything and everything I'm doing right now is working extremely well with my training. I'm just connecting with the movements very well, and I'm just in a spot now to where I feel super confident. I've dropped the ego a lot, but still I'm feeling very strong. Like, this is the off season that I really want to have, and I can see it. It's reflecting in my physique. I feel like I'm getting denser and denser, and I can see that density being added more and more without really gaining a substantial amount of body fat. So that's that balance we want to have, and that's that balance we're going to keep. So great stuff, guys. Super happy with that workout. Yeah, make sure you like and share the video. Next workout that'll be uploaded for you guys will be our second pull day, our lat focused pull day. That probably won't be till Saturday or Sunday. So when you guys see this video, I'll have already completed that workout a couple days before. Maybe even give a rest day, we'll see. But regardless, that's the next workout on the docket. Yeah, make sure you like and share the video. Drop any comments, questions, or feedback below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel, guys. I really appreciate it. But for today, first and foremost, God bless. Second of all, and not quite as important, I'm the Natty Teacher, and this, again, of many episodes still to come of Road to Natty Pro is out. I will catch y'all on the next one.